Hey folks, welcome back to Gaming Garbage, where we take a look at games, chat about the gaming news in the industry, and record a stream for fun. Today, I found out about a new lawsuit that apparently was filed back in 24. Well, we have kind of an update on that now. And again, this stems from the UK, and the UK feels like it's been pretty busy actually suing a bunch of companies for class actions and antitrust lawsuits. So let's go ahead and get into this. So there's currently a class action looking at Valve for roughly 900 million US dollars. It was first filed back in 24, and the lawsuit claims that Valve charges excessive commission charges that lead to an unfair price, which is then passed on to consumers. Now that rate is roughly about 30%. Also, PlayStation and Xbox do this. Except for Xbox, if it's the Play Anywhere, it's cheaper, though that's unconfirmed. But I've heard it's anywhere from 12 to maybe 15% or something like that, which is quite a bit cheaper, which is maybe why we're starting to see that incentive for Play Anywhere type of games. Valve also forces platform party obligations, also that prohibits publishers from selling products through other distribution channels on better terms than the same products that are available on Steam. That is another thing. So they have to sell exactly the same copy. They can't make a better version or anything like that. It has to be absolutely the same. Also, too, we found out this wasn't included in this article, but I did read it in another one. I should have pulled it up. But anyway, also saying that uh, this also encompasses add-on content, basically funneling more money into Steam, which is also seen as an anti-competitive practice. Valve's defense claims that the pricing commission does not consider the effects of Steam keys, which they do exist, and without a credible plan for taking Steam keys into account, the PCR cannot establish Steam's actual effective commission charge. And without this, the PCR cannot establish whether the commission charge amounts to an unfair price. Also argues and says that the group fails to show a plan to determine which Steam partners actually paid these allegedly unfair prices. Despite these arguments, the London Competition Appeal Tribunal ruled that the case must move forward. This is on behalf of roughly 14 million users. The average loss ranges from 30 to 60 US dollars or 22 to 44 euros per person. So, yeah, it is going to move forward. It is going to cost them, it could cost them, roughly almost 1 billion US dollars, which would be quite a bit. But yeah, UK is kind of on a roll because they're going after PlayStation. We covered that already. I'll have that video linked on the end screen. But yeah, this is becoming more common where companies and countries are going after big companies that have storefronts and going after what they're charging, how they're setting up policies, how they have their walled garden, and any type of practice to funnel ultimately more money into their store. So yeah, this is something that already happened with Apple. We've already seen the lawsuits with the PlayStation Storefront, which is currently in the UK, the Netherlands, and also in Portugal. We're going to have updates in 2026 for that. And then, it's not just going to stop there. I think this is also going to continue. There's also an addiction lawsuit about all-encompassing kind of like dark patterns and the effects of addiction through microtransactions and the type of mechanics that they use to get you to buy. And so, yeah, that's going to be a thing too. So I think 2026 is going to be a big year for lawsuits. And depending on which one goes where, it's drastically going to affect quite a few things. Also, we have the Stop Killing Games. We found out that ultimately is got plenty of signatures that is actually going to be moving forward with over 1 million verified signatures for the entire campaign. And yeah, 2026 I think is going to be big. And with some of these things, I think they're going to be better. Partly they're just saying that, needing to protect the effects of minors and things like that. But two, I just see people as people. I don't think it really matters necessarily if you're a minor or an adult. Some of the addictive practices and things that they're putting in video games, or kind of how they're funneling some of that money and further incentivizing their store over others. Well, after a while, when you keep pushing those policies, yeah, it does seem anti-competitive. And Steam is the biggest store by far on the PC storefront. So, and they're going to integrate into the next gen Xbox, and that's going to make it worse. Not directly, you'll be able to do your library, but yeah, this is going to be, I don't know, this is going to be interesting where this goes, because if we're digging into PlayStation, if we're digging into Valve, um, I mean, this could open it up to more companies. This could also open it up to more countries ultimately, because this is all based on past practice. So yeah, there's nothing that can really stop where all of these companies operate, all of the countries basically going back and suing them, which could be a ton of money. So with that, folks, thanks for tuning in. You can always follow me at Gaming Garbage 22, and then you can also follow me if you'd like over at Twitch at Don't Turn on the. When I play video games, I'll definitely chat with you guys. But yeah, what do you guys think? Again, it's probably not going to stop their practice, but again, if they keep having multiple companies stacking on the lawsuits, they might actually change some stuff. And some of the other lawsuits might actually shift their behavior anyway. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one.